What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing us our Week 8 Team Builder, taking on Nacho and the Detroit Rainbow Wings here in Season 8 Zipstrika of NCL, of course. I'm pretty terrified. He traded away Protean Greninja for Tapu Lele about 10 minutes ago, so I've readjusted my prep for that. It didn't take too much because Greninja and Tapu Lele sort of filled the same role, but this does make things a little bit more difficult in terms of my speed creeping. And definitely defensively, this does make my my matchup a little bit more difficult. Greninja was a lot easier for my team to handle than Lele will be. So I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. That's pretty much all I have to say. None of my matchups are good for the rest of the season, so I'm gonna need to rely on some creative building-ish and maybe forcing my opponents to sort of like play in a box, and then I can work around that, chip the things that I need to get chipped down, and play around win conditions. So, Nacho's team consists of Tapu Lele, Grimmsnarl, Galarian Slowking, Pelipper, Avalugg, Raichu, Mega Heracross, Ferrothorn, Dracovish, Rhydon, and type Null. The only priority on his team is Sucker Punch from Grimmsnarl. He dropped Greninja, which had the other, and he's got Psychic Terrain now too. So that's going to stop any priority that I would want to bring. I'm not bringing any priority, but if I were to bring priority, it would stop it. Hazard setting on his side, he's got the Ferrothorn with rocks and spikes, and the Rhydon with rocks. That's it. Oh, and the Heracross. Mega Heracross has spikes too. Where did I forgot that. Heracross spikes. Removal options, he's got the Pelipper with Defog and Avalugg with Rapid Spin. That is it. And then for his weaknesses, he's got the Pelipper to Electric, Heracross to Flying, Ferrothorn to Fire, and Rhydon to Water and Grass. So quite a few there. I believe I've covered most of them, if not all of them. I'm pretty sure I've covered all of them for once, which is a goal that I used to have when I was playing. In terms of what I don't think is coming, the only really big thing I can't see coming is Rhydon. Everything else kind of has a niche-ish matchup against me. Raichu is an electric that can hit grounds, so it's okay as a bring against Nidoqueen. It's not going to beat Nidoqueen 1v1 necessarily without being in Rain, but Rain does enable it to beat it. There's some funky stuff you can go on there. Type Null is another thing that I'm not super concerned is going to come, but it definitely could. It's a good Dragapult answer, which the rest of his team semi-lacks in, so I could definitely see Type Null being a Dragapult answer. Avalugg is another one that I'm slightly concerned about because I do have quite a few physical attackers, and I have relied on physical Dragapult in the past couple weeks here. Mega Heracross is just an absolute monster. I definitely see that thing coming. Same with Dracovish. I think Galarian Slowking comes as his best Mega Gardevoir answer because there's nothing else that really answers Mega Gardevoir. I'm not bringing it, but that would be one of them. Grimmsnarl is usable as a utility mon here. I don't think it's the best offensive matchup for Grimmsnarl, so if it's not coming as like a screen setter with Thunderwave, then I'm not sure why he's bringing a bulk up set against me or Bandit or anything like that. It doesn't really do what he would want in sort of a physically offensive breaker here when Mega Heracross and Dracovish just do it so much better. My best Dracovish answer, by the way, by far is Zarude. I can actually eat 2 Scarficious Wrens, not in Rain. When it's in Rain, it gets a lot more sketchy. And we'll sort of deal with that when it comes. But I have a bad feeling that I'm probably just going to get the funny button clicked against me a bunch of times, and I'm just going to lose to Vicious Wren spam. And there's not much I can do about that. I have somewhat prepped against that. I do have some reasonable fail-safes, but it may get out of hand a little bit, so we gotta watch out for that. Yeah, basically everything else could come. I don't really see why he would want to trade away Greninja right before our game unless he wasn't planning on bringing it, so I could imagine that Lele probably would want to come considering he just got a hold of that. Let's talk about my team now. I'm starting off with a Heatran here. Magma Storm, Flash Cannon, Protect, and Stealth Rock. This should dent a lot of stuff. I'm pretty much always leading with this. If I see the Ferrothorn, because this leads really well against Ferrothorn or Grimmsnarl or Lele, like any of those leads are this is really good against. It's also fine as a lead against Mega Heracross, I think. I probably don't tank a close combat, but I should be able to, actually I meant to change this to Choppleberry, so I would tank a close combat with this, but really the only bad lead matchup that I see for Heatran is Pelipper or Dracovish. And if it's Dracovish, I just click Protect, scout what he wants to go for, and then move on from there, because he's most likely choice, right? So, yeah. Rocks, Protect, Magma Storm, Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon is a new addition. I wanted to make sure that I had something to kill the Lele if I can't get a hit off against that, and Magma Storm is semi-unreliable, right? So, I just wanted to have that in place there. Protect was to scout stuff and burn a rain turn, and or a screen turn, and or a trick room turn. There's a variety of ways that he could go with this. This is also designed mostly to be a Galarian Slowking check initially, but now it can function as a Lele, Galarian Slowking, and a Grimmsnarl check for the most part. It would also probably be my main Raichu answer. Rotom-Wash, I'm running a physically defensive Rotom-Wash. This was originally Spidef for the Greninja, and now I moved it to more Fizdef, so it should be able to handle Dracovish a little bit better. It's still not great against Dracovish. I do take a lot from Fish's Rend. It should still two-shot me, but it should handle Heracross better than what I had handled before. Will-O-Wisp, Volt Switch, Defog, Hydro Pump. He does not have his Cleric is Lele. So Will-O-Wisp spam is really free here because he doesn't have a fire, which basically means I just get to Will-O-Wisp whatever the fuck I want. And if I can Will-O-Wisp a Heracross or a Vish or something, he's probably not going to switch either of those in, but if I could, then that'd be fine. Hydro Pump is there because in rain, Hydro Pump can actually chunk some stuff, and then I just Volt Switch out on a lot. Defog is there because he's got a lot of spikers. Triple spikes, or sorry, double spikes. He had triple spikes before. Double spikes and a Rhydon. So spikes is a big concern because with spikes up, even not in rain, he will kill my my Zarude. So that's a big concern for me, so I want to get rid of those hazards. Zarude is max HP, max attack. So with this spread, I'm not too KO'd by Fishious Rend outside of rain. Scarf Fishious Rend not outside, or Banded Fishious Rend not outside of rain. I think I can tank too. Power Whip should demolish the Dracovish with Adamant max attack. I've got Taunt on there to stop like Ferrothorn from setting up hazards. That's about it. But I think it's still useful. I've got U-Turn and Acrobatics, so U-Turn just gets momentum for me, obviously, and then Acrobatics is there to hit the Mega Heracross, which can semi-safely switch into Power Whip. Nothing else can really switch into Power Whip, to be honest, besides like Ferrothorn, which I should be running like pads for or something like that, but yeah, I'm a bit worried about this one. I'm definitely not going to lie. I wonder if I should run Protect over Taunt. Just get some leftovers recovery back against the Vish and maybe stall out some Fishious Rends. It's probably solid. But that's pretty much the idea behind the Zarude. I don't have a good way of recovering here. I'd want to run the Synthesis for it, but Pelipper makes that a little bit harder because I'm only going to get 25% back. Dragapult, I'm running Lumberry, which is for Thunderwave Grimmsnarl. I could be running a lot of things this game, and actually Assault Vest isn't a terrible one. Now that I'm thinking about it, Assault Vest over Lumberry is probably not the worst thing in the world here. It would mean that I'm able to tank like a hit from the Galarian Slowking, which I probably wouldn't be able to before. I might actually be able to tank a Moonblast from the Lele if it's Scarf, if I have an AV on, and I can threaten that with a Shadow Ball, which would definitely surprise him. So I'm just going to switch to Assault Vest, because I really shouldn't be in on Grimmsnarl anyways. I've got a Heatran, so I shouldn't be in on Grimmsnarl anyways. Flamethrower was there for the Ferrothorn. I had Thunderbolt on here originally for the Pelipper, and it was going to hit Greninja. Shadow Ball wasn't really necessarily worthwhile to bring here until the Lele showed up. Draco Meteor should dent a lot of this team, but Shadow Ball spam is going to be the main goal here. I'm outspeeding Scarf Dracovish with this speed creep. Oh, Rotom is outspeeding things creeping. No speed Rotom, by the way. I don't need all the EVs, so got a little bit of speed investment there. Draco Melt Stuff. Shadow Ball is just consistent damage. His immunity is Type Null and his resist is Grimmsnarl, so things to worry about there. But in Infiltrator, I've got Infiltrator so that I can go through the screens. It does go through screens support, so I'm not sure if he's going to want to bring it because he knows that I have Infiltrator or what. He doesn't have like webs or anything, so I don't need to worry about Clear Body really. And Curse Body is not great here, but Infiltrator is really solid against like sub Heracross and screens Grimmsnarl. So Infiltrator is super useful here. Buzzwole, I'm bringing Scarf Buzzwole. This is also outspeeding Scarf Vish. Dual Wing Beat for the Mega Heracross, which would otherwise tank Drain Punch and Leech Life pretty well. And then Thunder Punch for the Pelipper. Drain Punch is really spammable outside of that, besides Lele and Slowking, which Leech Life handles. So there's probably going to be a lot of moments where I need to predict with this Buzzwole, but if I can get into a position to click like Drain Punch or Leech Life in the end game, then I'm probably going to be okay. In most scenarios, I'm probably going to be able to clean up with this. We'll sort of see. Luxray is a solid breaker here, and I'm running an agility set because I can outspeed the whole team. I'm outspeeding Scarf Lele at +2, so the only thing I can't outspeed is Scarf Raichu. Before it was Scarf Greninja, but his speed tiers took a wild dip after dropping Greninja there. So I am outspeeding Scarf Lele at +2. I had a lot more bulk when I was only outspeeding Scarf Vish at +2, but we should be able to dent a lot of things. Adamant, Flame Orb, Guts boosted Facade should just decimate things. And then I've got Superpower there to hit Ferrothorn and Avalugg, which would otherwise be relative problems. Same with Rhydon. But Facade Spam is going to be the main goal here. Wild Charge is only there in case I really desperately need it to just kill the Pelipper off, right? Otherwise, I could just be running Play Rough. But I wanted some sort of stab option, so Wild Charge it is. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, why do I even run Wild Charge when I could just run Spark, and I don't have to take a recoil? And I get a chance to paralyze. 30% chance to paralyze. I think Spark's more worth it, actually. So we're going to go with Spark. In terms of not bringing Nidoqueen, loses to Lele, loses to Vish, loses to Vish, it loses to Pelipper. It kind of threatens things from lead, which is kind of why Nidoqueen is a little bit nice to have, because on a lead matchup, it does threaten quite a few Pokemon, but after that, it's really hard to switch in. Except on like Grimmsnarl, it's sort of okay. Against Heracross, it's kind of okay. Nidoqueen is something that I could see myself wanting to run over, like, Buzzwole. Like, I could switch out Buzzwole for Nidoqueen, but then I wouldn't have a Scarfer. So I guess I would want to be Scarf Zarude, which can't beat Heracross. How do I want to play this? If I'm thinking about that, then I should get rid of Luxray as well. And I could replace Luxray with Nidoqueen. I could replace Luxray with Nidoqueen, actually. That's not terrible. I do have 2 physical attackers as is, so I don't need Luxray. Luxray does go a little bit ham here, though. So now that I'm thinking about this, we could drop Luxray, have Nidoqueen, and I could just run like 4 attacks Nidoqueen, because I'm Rocks Heatran. And Nidoqueen kind of demolishes a lot of this stuff off lead. I can outspeed like Banded, Vish, and Hera. Kind of like that, actually. So, okay, we're just going to drop the Luxray for Nidoqueen. This is all really on the fly here. We'll go with Life Orb for now. Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, Earth Power, and Sludge Wave, I guess, is probably okay. It's not necessary, but it's probably okay. Sludge Wave. I'm thinking I actually just go Pyappa Berry, to be honest, so that I can tank a hit from the Lele or the Slowking and get hits off against them. And I would want to run a lot of speed. Timid to outrun Vish. Where are we at? There we go. So I threaten a lot of stuff now. I don't have to be... I want to run a Calc, though. I don't have to be... I guess I can just show you guys the Calc. This is really on the fly. I hate to do this, but this is just kind of what happens. Pyappa, Timid. Okay, so it's not a great roll to kill Lele. I would need it to come in on rocks for me to kill, but I would tank a Psychic at the very least. If I'm going with max HP, and no special attack investment, then I needed to come in on rocks a couple times. So I think my best bet is to not run HP investment because I live still, and just run Timid and hope that I can either get the roll to KO it or force it in on rocks. So we will be running Nidoqueen. Let me just adjust my set here. Luxray is not a thing. Nidoqueen outspeeds Hera and Vish, and we will take Luxray off the prep dock. This is really interesting. I haven't done this on the fly in a while, but yeah, we're just going to run offensive Nidoqueen here with Payapa Berry for the Lele. I should be able to chunk a lot of this team and just dent things really, really hard. I didn't realize actually how powerful it was offensively, and his speed tiers really open up a lot for Nidoqueen just because I naturally outspeed the majority of his team. So anyways, as to why Nidoqueen wasn't coming, I don't know. It was just better than Luxray here. Alolan Persian is not coming because it is garbage in this matchup. Dracovish does not have a great physical attack stat. It abuses the high base power of Vicious Rend quite well, but it doesn't have, it's only got base 90 attack, so Foul Play doesn't do shit to that. Kecleon is not fantastic here because you would probably want priority, and he's got Psychic Surge on the Lele now, and it just doesn't beat a lot of the physical offense that he has. He trends more to physical offense in my opinion than special offense. Anyways, Mega Gardevoir, I was considering bringing the same sort of set that I brought against Zippy in week 1, which was very Spidef, Wish Protect, Mystical Fire, Hyper Voice. I probably would roll with like Mystical Fire, Psychic or something in this one, rather than Hyper Voice, but or Psyshock maybe. But I ended up not bringing it because I just couldn't justify not bringing Rotom here. I think Rotom is too good for me to pass up, and I need the removal just in case that spike goes up. Abomasnow was on my list of things that I might want to bring. It loses to absolutely everything, but I can change the weather, which might be important. And then Luxray, as you saw, I think has a decent matchup because I had it on the team and then dropped it off the team in the middle of this team builder. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm kind of rushing into an L on this one if I do take an L. We were supposed to play tomorrow, and then he made this drop really last minute after I'd prepped yesterday. So I'm kind of just trying to get this out of the way and just played so that I can deal with maybe more other matches next week. So I am playing this like on the Sunday, and the week starts on Monday. But there you go. That's going to be it. That's going to be the team. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed my sort of like last second building there. And I will catch you guys for the match.